Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to another episode of Banished. Here we are again in the town of Xanadu. We have ourselves a nice little bit of additional infrastructure built up now. We have a trader's shop, which allows us to trade our unnecessary resources in exchange for fabulous new items. We've also got ourselves a town hall, which gives us all kind of information about our people, about the jobs they do, about how intelligent they are, about what they're producing and how much they use of various resources, and all kinds of other useful information. We're building up a chapel over here, which will give us an additional boost of happiness from the people getting some religion. We've also started a second part of our settlement over on this side of the river, with a bunch more homes over here. And we're going to keep building this area up, and hopefully, before too long, we'll be able to additionally add in some farming areas over here, which is what I'm really looking to do with this end of town. We have some more people who don't yet have homes, though, and that's going to be a problem. Looks like we need to keep building some more, and that's going to keep putting some more strain on our already strained food supplies. Looks like he found himself a home already, but if we're starting to get homeless people, we're going to need to boost those levels up. Otherwise, people aren't going to have anywhere to go. Oh, that's interesting. You can upgrade homes to stone homes. I don't think I've ever seen that button before. Huh. That's pretty cool. I like that you can do that. Otherwise, I was thinking you'd have to tear them down and build a new one in their place, and people wouldn't like having no home while you waited for the building to be upgraded. I wonder what happens, though, if people get evicted while the home is being upgraded or what. That'll be interesting to experiment with later. Either way, we have a lot of builders, a lot of laborers doing good work for us right now, so I'm looking forward to what we can get done here in our new city. We do have a pretty hefty food supply, but that might start to be a problem later on if we can't get as much we need. Either way, we have a couple goals right now. One thing we're going to try and do soon is build ourselves a brewer that lets us get ourselves some alcohol production in our city, which could be very nice if we can actually have the food supply needed to produce it, which is generally berries, but we'll have to wait and see. We've also probably want to get ourselves access to a market soon, which I'm planning on putting over in this side of town. So, we'll start by building the market first. That seems like a pretty good thing to place down. The thing about the markets, that are right there in the corner, that seems good, is that they are basically a massive resource storage area. I think this circle is the area that they claim from, but I'm unsure. So I'm building one over here and seeing what happens. Since there aren't actually any other resources in the area, I'm interested in seeing if people bring things to it or what happens with it. We'll find out soon enough, though. That's one thing we're going to build. We have a lot of productions underway, though, now, with all these houses, the market, and the chapel. So I'm not going to worry too much about starting more things right now. We're just going to let them do their jobs. Bring it up to 10 times speed while they produce these various pieces of gear, and we'll see what happens. Of course, we will put ourselves up to at least half the requested number of builders to help speed the process up, but I want to keep people on laborer jobs to help us keep getting these resources that we definitely need right now. There's a lot of stone that we need, a lot of iron that we need. We have some more people dying of old age, which is fine. We have a graveyard in place just for that. But there are going to be a lot more deaths as our civilization ages. We have another one who just died. There we go. The other interesting thing about deaths is that as long as you have empty laborers, they automatically take over the jobs of people who die of old age. So it's actually pretty easy to keep your people stable with having people doing all jobs, rather. If you ever run out of laborers, though, and people are still dying, you could be in trouble, as it might be quite difficult to make sure that you can actually get people doing all the jobs when people die. Otherwise, you have to go back through and check and make sure there aren't holes in your production line. And that can certainly lead to problems. For now, though, we're looking pretty solid here. We'll leave people on 10 times speed while they gradually do what they need to do. I'm in no hurry to get things done in any particular order here, so I'm quite happy to let them do things at their own pace. We're rapidly going through our firewood again, but our two woodcutters seem more than competent at keeping their job done well. So, like I've mentioned earlier, I'm not too worried. We're producing a lot more hide coats, which is great. We have a lot more herbs and tools again, so I might put those to use in our trader's post again. These numbers do not include the ones that have already been produced and are currently in the trader. So that's a pretty good number. We're already up to about 250 herbs, considering we already put 400 in storage. So that's pretty nice. We should be getting another trader soon, because I don't think we've had another one for this year yet, and he should be around here in no time. We've got our 3 more houses built, so we're going to have to watch out for that soon, and our market is going to gradually start getting built as well. I have a feeling the church is going to get priority. We'll have to wait and see. It's hard to say exactly what our people will want to build first. We're getting more children being born again, which is good, and there's the trader, just on time. Let's see what he's offering us. Trade. He's offering us, squash seeds, cabbage seeds, and plum seeds. Those are quite expensive, though, 2,500. Evidently, the prices of these things is higher on hard difficulty than it is on normal, as I'm pretty sure they only cost 1,600 on normal, and this is quite a step up from that. I'm not sure if we can honestly afford to buy any of these right now, although I do really want some. So I think what we might do is see what we can get if we have all of our value. We have 100 and we might have enough if we sell everything that we've got here right now. Sell all of our iron. Yeah, we have enough. Okay. And let's put 8 of those. 7 of those? 7 of those. There we go. Now we're only overpaying by a tiny amount, and I'm okay with that. Now, we can choose one of these seed types to get. We get plums, which are trees, cabbages, or squash. I think at this point we're going to go for squash seeds, because why not? That's something a little bit different. We could get trees, the plum seeds, but I don't think we want to get those just yet. We want to be able to restock our supplies on, maybe get something else if we can afford it. That would be quite nice. I don't think we can really easily afford it, though. We don't have a whole lot of the... don't have enough spare resources that we can really justify buying another kind of seed right now. But I will buy plum seeds from him. There we go. Or rather, squash seeds. And now we have to do something very quickly here. We have to reduce the number of desired herbs in our stockpiles. Because if it's still super high, they will bring literally all of them. So we're going to make sure the hide coats are about the same, tools are about the same, but not the herbs. We'll bring the herbs maybe to 140. But no more than that, because that will deplete all of our herb reserves if we're not careful. So there we go. Now we have access to a new kind of seed, which we might start farming in the next upcoming seasons. Check trade items now. We have squash. So that's awesome. We might start building some squash farms shortly. But for now, we're just going to let our people keep building. That is our highest priority at the moment. We still have plenty of food, which is great. I could sell food in exchange for getting another kind of seed, but I am very hesitant to sell food right now, especially since we're currently expanding our population, and these children haven't been born yet, all of them. So, we'll see how it goes once we get a little bit more into this thing. As it is right now, though, I'm a little bit hesitant to rush. For some reason, people aren't doing any of these building projects, though, and I'm a little bit confused as to why. I'm sure they'll get working on it shortly, but there are 8 builders, and none of them are actually building any of these constructions, which is fairly strange. In fact, trees are growing in them now. Either way, we're actually going to turn down time speed here a little bit. There we go. And while that's happening, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at building ourselves some farms. And I'm not sure where I want to actually start building the farms, but I'm thinking over here. We have enough room for a good number of houses in this area. We can start putting farms in these spaces once we get a bit more built up. This is a nice area here, though, for farms. So, if we try and build ourselves our first farm, our first crop field, we could make a really large one, but I don't think we want to make it super massive. Let's make them 12 by 12, and we'll see how that goes for our first crop field. If we place one here, I think we can go up to 15 by 15 if we're crazy about it. We might as well, though. I don't see why not, really. Yeah, okay. Actually, before we do this, what I want to check is... Let's just slow down time a little bit more, down to 1 time speed. For homes, if we build another set of homes, that's one set there. Another one about there. Another one about there. Another one about there. Okay, now this is about the right place to build. We won't need all of this space for homes, I don't think, because I don't want to build 30 homes right beside each other. But starting from about this crossroads is a pretty good place to build our orchard. It won't take up too much, or rather our crop farm. It won't take up too much space there, so that should be good. Build a crop field right there. Now, crop fields don't take a whole lot of resources to build, really, but we'll get it built and then we'll see what happens. So, let's bring our speed back up. There we go, get out of this nasty weather. I also wanted to check how our fishing place is doing. 643 fish that season. This one got 1,170. So it might actually make a difference. This might actually be why I found the fishing places to be so underwhelming. It's that if they don't have a lot of water around them, they actually catch less fish. I'm interested in seeing what happens at the end of this season when they'll have the entire year to catch fish, and there's no question of whether or not they missed any time. But this one definitely caught many more fish than this one, about double the production. So I'm interested in seeing if that continues, because this production is not very good. This production is pretty solid. 1,000 fish produced is pretty good. I'll take that for sure. But only 600 is not so nice. We might wind up taking that fishery and removing it entirely if it doesn't start producing a little bit more effectively. Now over here we have a lot of logs and stone coming in, which is good. We're getting a little bit low on firewood again, which is odd, given that we're already in spring, and you'd think they'd have plenty of time to produce more wood. But I guess it has been very rainy and potentially cold. Alright. Well, for the most part here we're looking pretty good. These areas have basically reforested themselves, so we can cut down their trees if we really want to again, which might not be a bad option, since it is pretty close. Let's harvest some of these trees. We'll harvest those ones and those ones. Nice and close trees we can easily grab to turn into immediate wood for our various tasks. There we go. And it'll grow back over time, so I'm not too worried about them. Okay, now we do want to get more stone. Let's grab some of this close stone, because we're using a lot of it right now. Stone is definitely an in-demand resource in our current state of affairs. So I'll make sure we mark down a bunch more stone for easy gathering if we want to make sure that we don't run out anytime soon. We may need to resort to quarries eventually, but for now we're going to hopefully not need to do that. Looks like all the stone has already been taken from most of these places though. Thankfully there's a fairly hefty... Ooh, that was a nasty noise. Fairly hefty stockpile right there that we should be able to gather from pretty safely, as well as all the stone over here, which has yet to be plundered. There we go. Just tell them to get all that stone. All the stone. All the stone. Why hesitate? There's plenty to grab. There we go. Get all these resources. Why not? Perfect. Alright. We have lots of laborers. We're up to 16, which is phenomenal. And our 8 builders should have no problem getting our jobs done. I really want them to start finishing some of these tasks, though. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of pieces here. And we have more deaths. We're up to 10 people have died of old age since we've started this graveyard. I think we only missed about 2 people, so that's pretty good. We're getting a lot of stuff added to both of these locations, though, so I'm not so worried about our construction anymore. All we need now is a lot of stone. So if we can keep our stone production up, we should be able to build these in no time, but otherwise it might slow things down a little bit. I'm also kind of interested in seeing what's causing our health drop and what's causing our happiness to be dropped a little bit. I'm assuming it's the deaths that's giving us the happiness drop. That wouldn't be surprising to me at all. But I am kind of interested in what's causing the health drop. I know that having a variety of foods is important, but we have like 6 different kinds of food, and we're going to have more soon. Ooh, that storage barn is full. That's good to know. I guess our market is going to be useful after all, as this one is already about a third full as well. We have a lot of food, though, now. Holy cow. I'm not sure how we have so much, given we have so many people. I guess it's because some of the older people have died off, so our massive children overflow has kind of been reduced. We're going to build a couple more homes over here as a result of that. And there we go. And that should help us deal with that as well. But we have so many people who need to be doing building jobs now, and so much stone that we need to acquire. I might have to prioritize some stone collecting jobs to make sure we get the stone we need. So let's come in here, set a priority task on this stone. There we go. Is there any other stone around here that we can easily prioritize? Can't do that. Alright. What about... I know there's a bunch over here. That's really far away, though. I was pretty sure there was more nearby. Where are you? There's some more over there we can grab without too much difficulty. There's some iron as well. There is a lot of stone still on the map, but I'm not sure. We have gathered quite a lot of it. Have I told them to gather this stone yet? No. Let's tell them to gather this stone as well, and that should give us more or less what we need. There's a pretty healthy amount over here. We can gather that stone for a while. So, we're going to prioritize that a little bit. Set some of these to high priority. There we go. And that should be fine. That way we can actually get the stone that we need. And we've hit the food cap, which is something I've never seen happen. Not with this civilization, anyway. Let's put our food cap up to 7,500. Keep getting more food there, guys. That's awesome. Wow. We've actually hit the food cap. We have so much food production now, we have tons to spare. I might actually wind up trading some of that, too. The other concerning thing about that is it's going to fill up our storage barns super fast. Alright, well, you know what? We're going to wait for all these constructions to finish. We have a lot of things underway right now. A lot of them need stone still. There's 30 needed there. There's only 1 needed here, though. If we can get 1 there, that'll be great. It'll be interesting to see when we first get our first set of nomads as well. The students and children numbers are very high. We have a lot of students. At the moment we only have 8, but I mean the percentages are pretty similar there, which is interesting. Our population's getting higher. We're getting near 90 population total. 100 would be nice. Oh, Demon died! Demon finally died of old age. He was a hunter. Oh, demon. You have a terrible name. Consuela. Consuela, really? This game. Alright. Why do we have so many resources just sitting outside on the ground here, guys? I know that barn's full. This one is not full. Put things in here. Stop bringing things to the full barn. You sillies, put it in this barn. This one's not full. Why are you leaving it on the ground there? I don't like that. Whatever. Hopefully we get these tasks, these constructions built quickly and we'll be able to actually make use of these things. Not super keen on their methods of just leaving things on the ground outside of our storage facilities because there's no obvious space to put them in. Silly people. Alright. Well, hopefully we'll be able to get through this stuff pretty quick. Like I said, though, we're doing pretty good. We have a massive food stockpile, which is great. We have a lot of wood and firewood stored up now. We're just low on iron and stone. Our tools and hide coats and medicine is all good because there's a lot of it stored in here. I might actually store some of our food in here as well so we have more things to trade with. Why are people hungry? We have plenty and plenty and plenty of food. I'll stick some onions and roots maybe in here for now. For now, we'll leave it. We'll see what happens when the next trader comes in. If it's worth bringing food and supplies to sell, then we will. Although it might be a good idea to have some of it there beforehand, but either way, we'll wait and see how it goes. There's a lot of building tasks. I should probably prioritize one of them so they actually try and finish it, because mixing things between so many different jobs means we constantly have a low supply of iron and stone and whatnot, so it's always a little bit tricky to actually get anything built. But I'm not particularly bothered either way. We'll just speed it up a little bit and I'll get it done eventually. There we go. Now we have a lot of food, we have a good amount of medicine, a good amount of wood, and we have a lot of people doing laborer jobs, so I'm not too worried about it. But what I'm going to do here to help speed the process up is give a lot more builders. By setting people up to more building jobs, that should really help finish these constructions a lot quicker. We don't need a lot of resources to finish them, we just need a lot of building time done. So that should help get things done quicker, especially these homes. These homes need to get finished as well, so we can actually have our population grow a bit more. We're low on iron, but that's fine. We're going to be low on firewood in a second. That's not quite as fine, but we'll be able to make do. Now our market should get built at pretty high speed here, given we have so many builders. We'll have to wait and see. Come on now, guys. Get that thing constructed. We're speeding through the winter here, no problems at all, which is great. Already getting on to year 15. We want to make sure our population keeps expanding, though, because the last thing we want to have them do is stagnate and then not be able to grow them anymore until most of them die out and then have a massive population drop. That's not something we want at all. So, we'll keep our new homes being built so our new children can keep being born. There we go. This thing is getting constructed. That's good. It's got a giant flagpole for some reason, but I'm okay with that. And how's the church coming along? Is it being built? Yes, it is. The church is being built as well. We might actually get both of these completed this episode. It should be great. This is almost done, in fact. Very nice. How's our farm doing? Is that built yet? The farm is not built yet. It's 50% complete. They'll have to remove one more tree from the field. That'll happen eventually, I'm sure. Alright. We're looking pretty good here. Our homes are finished. Our market is almost finished. Market's finished. Awesome. We can drop a massive amount of our excess population as builders now. And what we're going to do here is slow down time again. We don't need to be going so fast, especially not now that we have more things to do. Let's have 4 people working the markets. I believe that this just means that more people are actually bringing food in and out as it is needed and whatnot. So I'm not super concerned about having too many people in there, because we can take it to 12, which seems ridiculous. I'm going to 4 and see how that handles our food movements. I'm also interested in seeing if they move everything from the barns over there, or from the ground over there, because it is built quite far away from our other resource buildings. I'm not quite sure what this area of effect actually means, because it doesn't actually tell you, as far as I can tell anyway. Yeah, I don't see any way that explains what that area of effect actually is for. It might just be that it serves the homes in that area. I'm not sure. We'll see, though. We'll see what happens. I'm going to have to build another market over here for these homes later on. We'll make do if we have to. But, as it stands, that's awesome. And our church is probably done as well. Excellent. So we'll apply our priest. There we go. He is now the priest for 88 members of our society, which is basically all of them, which is great. And that will provide us with a happiness boost for all of them, which is very nice and easy. All you have to do is have that building up, and that's that done, which is great. So, I like it. I like it. Now we're going to take another quick look at these guys. So they've given them another year. He produced 1,000 fish in that year, and he produced 750 fish. So he's producing about a quarter as much fish with about a third fewer water areas. So that might actually have a pretty direct impact on how much fish they can catch, which is interesting. That basically proves my concern, because 750 fish for 4 workers isn't very good. But 1,000 fish for 4 workers is significantly better. That makes it almost as good as half of a gatherer's hut, with a very, very reduced impact on how much terrain it takes. So you can have a lot more of these in the same amount of space. If your population's larger, you can support a lot more fishing docks in the same area. Now farms are much better for the same reason. We're going to put in our squash here, and we'll put in 4 farmers. Now one thing to watch out for with having crop fields like this is if you keep growing the same crop in them year to year to year to year, you get a lower and lower yield as the ground gets basically worn out. I have a feeling that if we change the crops up or give them years off, the ground will be better. I have a feeling that cycling the crops is probably the best thing we can do, though, as I believe that's basically how it works in real life. For now, we're going to let people do as they please, gather us in some more resources, especially the iron we need, because next we're going to be building some more wonderful things. We're going to probably be adding ourselves some more homes soon to really give ourselves a population boost now that we have some farms we can try and build. And our trader's back, so let's see what he has to offer. Slow things down again. Alright, trader, what have you got for us? Ooh, look at all those seeds. He offers wheat, walnuts, peaches, apples, and pecans to eat. Well, I might actually try and get my hands on some of these seeds. Wheat seeds sound like they'd be really nice. We can do a lot with wheat. So I might try and get ourselves some wheat to go with our farms. Now, in order to do that, oh, hiccup, something terrible. What we're going to do is, we're going to sell a bunch of food. So we have a lot of venison, a whole lot of venison. In fact, we've got almost 2,000 venison just right there, not to mention the 600 in here. So we're going to tell them to bring, how much? Let's bring them... Let's just write it in here. You're going to bring 2,000 venison over there. I don't like using my food for this kind of thing, but I have a feeling this might be a case where it's worthwhile. We'll set a bunch of people to do this job so we can get the food there quickly, and that way we'll be able to trade pretty easily. Now, that is a massive hit to our food, but it should allow us to trade for something to give us more food very quickly, which is good. There we go. Almost got all of it. Come on, bring the rest of the food so I can trade before he leaves. Allison the Gatherer died of old age. That's fine, though. Alright, over the trade menu. So we're going to set up our food here. Oh, those are actually worth 3 each. I forgot those were better. Wow. I forgot those were better than just normal plants. Alright, well, let's take 1,500 of these then. That'll give us, like, a massive amount of value. We don't even need that much. We could buy another kind of seeds here. That'd be really good. Alright, so let's take the venison, sell that. And we'll also sell... Ooh, what else do we want to sell so we can get ourselves 2 things? Let's sell these hide coats, maybe? And some tools. Oh, that's all we need. It's too many, in fact. And some herbs. That'll do. Maybe I shouldn't sell all my venison, but whatever, we're going to do it. We're going to buy ourselves some wheat seeds. And these are all trees, I believe. Walnuts, peaches, and apples are all tree seeds. I'm not sure if we really want to get them right now. I prefer to try and get crops we can grow. Maybe instead I'll just massively reduce the amount of food I'm selling, because I get super uncomfortable selling this stuff anyway. So let's drop this down to 750 food and see what that does. That brings us a lot closer to our desired amount anyway. And I can reduce the coats, and that brings us to about the right level. Let's make that 10 instead. That'll do. Alright, so that is a lot better off. That means we're only buying what we want, so we'll trade them for some wheat seeds, and now we come in here quickly and reduce this to 0 so they don't immediately starve out our entire population. And we'll leave these basically where they are. It's a pretty good number, I think, to keep in there. There we go. So we have ourselves another plant. Fantastic. Now at this point I am going to check the time on the video because I think we're basically done. We'll see how our farms do over time here, but I'm liking this so far. Our population is handling well. Things are looking good. Alright. I probably don't need so many people in the trader's hut anymore either, so let's get them out of there. Where are you? There's the trader option. There it is. Down to 2. Down to 1. Don't need more than 1. Alright. So like I said, I'm going to quickly check the time on this video, and then we're probably going to be ending it. I think we're about at the time that we need to end. So I'll quickly double check that. Here we go. We got a little bit more time, so let's let it run a little bit longer here, make sure we haven't done anything silly. As people bring the food back in, we should be okay. Now, how are these stockpiles doing? They're very reduced, because I have a feeling all of our food has been brought to the marketplace. Yeah, a lot of our supplies are in here now, which is good. It means it's in a much more stable location. We'll have to see how they handle that, though, with regards to people actually getting everything they need and whatnot. Should be fine, though. Now, we have our farm over here. I think we're going to try and build another farm, but we're not going to bother planting anything, because, like, the problem is, you can only plant food in the summer, and we kind of missed the opportunity to really get any good harvest out of the squash this year. So these 4 people are basically... Oh, I closed this window by mistake. Are basically not producing us anything right now. They're working, they're learning how to plant squash, but, I mean, they're not going to really get us anything, because these squash aren't going to be ready in time for anything. So, we'll have to give them a bit more of a chance later on, but this season it seems like it's a bit of a bust. Either way, I'm pretty happy with our acquisition there. I'm not super interested in getting tree-based crops, though, right now, because of the fact that we have to be able to actually wait for them to grow, and they take like 4 years before they start producing something. And I want to try and get some farming-based, farming going on now, so that we can try and grow our population a bit more with a smaller area being used for these kinds of things. I'm going to build another 15 by 15 crop field over here. That's going to be our wheat field. It's already ready to grow, so we're going to set it to being wheat. And I'm surprised that didn't automatically... Yeah, it did automatically set some farmers there. There we go. But we're going to want a full... what do we call it? Full... What's the word for this? Oh my goodness. Full complement of farmers working our fields, otherwise we're not going to get much from them. It is already late summer, though, so we're probably going to want to harvest this field now, or very soon, otherwise we're not going to get anything from it at all. We have more children being born again, which is good. What's this? Citizens without jobs. Oh, the builders. There we go. Other people who have no jobs? Farmers. Oh, it's because this job is cancelled, that's right. That's the problem. Alright. Well, that's fine, because we're going to have nobody working these jobs during the winter anyway. So there's no concern there as it is. Now, there's a lot of little teeny-weeny babby squashes in there. Look at them. They're so teeny. It's going to take a lot of people to work on this, though, to actually get those squashes all harvested, because it's going to be winter soon, because the autumns has been turning to winters very quickly in recent times. Overall, though, I'm quite happy with how our civilization is developing. We got some more of the luxury areas built. We're to build a brewery next time. We can use wheat to actually make our alcohol. They've already started harvesting their squash hull as autumn has started, so that's good. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to... Nah, we don't have to build another farm yet. This will be fine. We can try and switch between these two whenever we want. Now we can get more squashes and whatnot, and that'll be great. More food is a good kind of food. We want to be very careful to separate the kind of foods that are side by side as well. We don't want them to do the same thing, because if you have too many of the same foods beside each other, then you run the risk of having a single blight wipe out your entire harvest. So we're going to make sure we give some space between too many of the same thing. And I may still build more homes over here, but for now we're going to leave off on that. I like having this, the farming community build up over here. So this is more of our gatherers community and our infrastructure, and these guys can do our farming jobs. We are going to build a bunch more homes, though, so just to play dangerously, we're going to set down another 5 homes over here and see if we can handle that many new people. This might be a problem, but we should be able to handle it, especially now that we have some farms going up, which would give us an extra influx of food every year. So let's lay down some road there, and hopefully this won't cause impending catastrophe. Now, these guys can gather a lot of food from these places. They've already gotten 472, which isn't massive, but it's still pretty good given how much space we've actually used. We need to have some more builders again, so we'll put 6 of them in there. We're up to 10 students again, which is good as well. I might put some more people in forestry jobs so we get more wood from those jobs more quickly. Let's try that. Put some more people in forestry. Now each forester section has 2 workers, which should allow us to get that wood quicker. And overall, I think this is looking pretty solid. Our vendors are pretty high. We can always move people from the traders around and whatnot when we feel we need to. For now, though, I think this is going pretty well. Pretty well indeed. Our population is busy, they're getting stuff done, and I like it. Very good. They're building up our new roads, which is awesome. And they're going to get most of this crop before any of it withers, which is really nice. They're going to lose some of it, for sure, but they're going to get most of it, which is the important thing. 729 squash from that season. I will take it. Very nice. Alright. Well, we can always change these around whenever we want as well, just by clicking this button. We can switch it to wheat or to squash. So, things are looking pretty good here. And winter comes. I guess we're going to end this episode when the winter ends. We're going to leave it on 5 times speed, though. And as soon as winter hits, your crops start to wither on the vine. So anything you can't gather quickly enough, you lose. So we'll see if they can get it quickly enough to get most of this stuff before it withers away. That's one of the risks with a large farm. You risk not being able to get all of your crops all the time. Well, they look they're doing a pretty good job. Well, you might miss 2 or 3 of them, but they're not withering. Maybe squash are more resistant to withering. That's pretty interesting. Because I used to, the civilization I did last used cabbages, and cabbages withered really fast once winter happened, rather. Whereas these crops seem to do pretty well, which is interesting. Alright, so we're going to turn off the stop work order. We're going to make sure we have up to 8 people working. Not 9, just 8. We're going to set this one to be wheat next year, and this one to be squash. There we go, and we'll see how that works for us. Overall, though, I'm liking the look of this. I'm liking the look of it. Our civilization is coming along quite nicely. Got a lot of good stuff going for us now. Starting to get our foods ready so we can farm properly. We're a bit lower on laborers again, mind you, because we have a lot of builders and farmers and people now who are in jobs we originally didn't have, and we may want to lower our other numbers to boost our laborers back up again soon. Otherwise, we're going to have a bit of a problem getting more resources like we had previously. But for now, I'm not super concerned about that. It's good to have people in the jobs we have them in, and I believe our farmers will default to non-farmer jobs during the winter. So they actually do laborer work, even if it isn't actually what they're set to do until spring comes. Originally, I would always freeze the work there and then remove all the workers, then put them back in when spring came, but I've been told that they do that automatically now, so that's actually quite nice. And it's good that we have these storage barns over here, because it means people from further away can bring their stuff here, and then our traders can bring it over to the market if they need to, whereas people can still grab food from here before it's been brought to the market, so it actually works out quite nicely. People are taking shortcuts across here all the time, which is fine. I'm not super worried about that. I don't want to build any more roads in here, and people can take either the ideal route or the shortest route, depending on what they feel is important. I may want to update those roads to stone at some point, mind you, but for now I'm not super concerned about it. We're almost made it through another winter. We're almost on year 16 here in Xanadu, which is awesome. And then we'll probably be stopping right there. Whew. I like it, though. This is, civilization is coming together here. Things are getting done. We're growing our world. We're growing our population ever upwards. We're adding in new facilities to allow us to do new things, and I like it. Either way, this is where we're going to end our episode. So, with another year here in Xanadu, thank you very much for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Until then, bye-bye.